Okay, what this video is a short video to show you how the procedure works for this particular lab experiment where we're investigating intermolecular forces. And I have Andrew here, and he's going to illustrate some of these steps here, and we're going to do a run of this experiment. So the first thing that we're going to do is cut a piece of filter paper about 3 centimeters by 4 centimeter rectangle in size. And this filter paper is going to be where our various volatile substances will be absorbed on. In this particular video, we're going to use ethanol. And so this filter paper is going to be used to absorb the ethanol, as you'll see in just a little bit. We're going to take this piece of filter paper and we're going to affix it to a temperature probe. And to get it to fit onto this temperature probe, we're going to hold it in place using a twist tie. So Andrew's going to wrap that around as tight as he can and as smoothly as he can. It's not easy. And then hold it in place right in the middle with a twist tie. Just slide it to kind of the very tip there of the temperature probe. Perfect. Awesome. Good. And now, before we actually collect any data or do any part of the experiment here, what we're going to do is connect the temperature probe to the iPad there. And this will allow us to record temperature. So he's going to turn the temperature probe on. And now he's going to connect it to the iPad. And so this is connecting via Bluetooth. So he's just pairing it right here. Okay. And the iPad comes up with a graph. And this is currently just showing the temperature. And we haven't really started collecting any data yet. We'll do that in a little bit. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we need to get some ethanol onto that filter paper. And we want to watch and see what happens to temperature as the ethanol evaporates off the filter paper. So Andrew's going to put a little ethanol in this beaker here, about 20 milliliters. Okay. And then he's going to take that ethanol and put about 40 drops into a test tube. And while he's counting out about 40 drops here, I'll mention that the procedure that we're illustrating here with ethanol can be repeated with a number of different volatile organic liquids, so methanol or propanol, and there are a total of 5 that we're going to investigate in this particular experiment. The procedure steps that we're illustrating here would be the same for every liquid, including 40 drops of each liquid, so we're using roughly the same amount of each liquid. All right, so there's our test tube with our 40 drops of ethanol. And now he's going to put the temperature probe into that test tube. It's a little bit of a tight fit. And right now that filter paper is going to absorb the ethanol. And while we're doing this now, it should be pretty much absorbed. We're going to start collecting our temperature. So Andrew's going to first change the setting on the there to make sure that we are going to have sufficient time. We're just going to manually turn this off. So this will go for as many seconds as we want until we decide we are done collecting data. And now he's going to hit the collect button. And you can start to see that there is a temperature line coming in. And this is the initial temperature. And we see that this initial temperature is nice and flat because everything's at room temperature. So this is looking pretty good. We're going to let it go a couple more seconds. Make sure that our initial baseline is nice and steady, which it seems to be. So, and now what Andrew's going to do is he's going to carefully remove that temperature probe. And he's going to put this under this snorkel fume hood, so that as it evaporates, the ethanol is brought out through the fume hood, and we're not breathing it in. And As it evaporates, it's going to start cooling in temperature. Now you can start to see this already a bit on the iPad here, but it's a little hard to see because the scale is on the y-axis is out of sync, or out of scale. So Andrew's going to hit the scale once feature, it's lower left, the magnifying glass there.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. There it goes. And now we can kind of watch this as this proceeds here. Okay, and you'll notice that the temperature is dropping quite a bit. And this is because as the ethanol is evaporating, it's cooling the temperature probe. And we're going to let this go for a little bit. It may be a couple more minutes. Now, rather than having you watch this entire video, because this could be a number of more minutes before we reach our lowest point in temperature, I'm going to stop the video now, and we will be sure to show you the actual graph that was generated from this particular experiment, and you'll see that as a static picture at the end.